Disney Plus is really cranking out shows with depth and meaning. I recently discussed WandaVision and what that show was trying to teach us about depression and television. Now that The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is on Disney Plus, I want to talk about something the show points out that connects several of the characters to us. My name's Josh Taylor, this is Modern Mouse, and today I want to talk about The Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Imposter Syndrome. Throughout the 6-episode run of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we mainly follow three characters. Sam Wilson, aka The Falcon, Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier, and John Walker, the new Captain America, and eventually, the man who would become the US agent. Each of these characters is dealing with their own form of imposter syndrome, all based around the previous Captain America, Steve Rogers. Imposter syndrome, if you don't know, is a feeling of inadequacy or a fraudulent self-doubt, coming from within or even from societal pressures, despite the fact that a person is able to achieve the success they need. We actually first see this theme for Marvel in Spider-Man Far From Home. After his death, Tony Stark leaves behind Edith, an intelligent pair of sunglasses, to Peter Parker. Despite having Happy Hogan, Tony's old friend and driver, by his side, as well as being told that he was handpicked by Tony Stark to own the glasses, he feels as though he just doesn't deserve it. He's fought aliens and helped save the universe from Thanos, but because of his age and what others have said to him, whether that's his peers at school or Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio, he feels as though he doesn't deserve to be the successor of Tony Stark. Far From Home plays out as Peter Parker learns to accept who he is and get over his imposter syndrome. He recognizes that he's good enough to be the hero, and that he deserves a place right alongside the rest of the Avengers. In Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we see our characters deal with similar but separate pressures. Bucky has spent decades as a brainwashed assassin for Hydra and has killed a lot of people unjustly. When we meet him once again in the Disney Plus series, he is going through therapy, trying to reconcile his relationship with the rest of humanity. He was pardoned after saving the universe from Thanos, but regardless of his pardon, he still feels guilty for those that he wronged, even though he was under the brainwash spell of Hydra. At times, it seems the only thing keeping him going is how his friend Steve Rogers treated him, telling him he wasn't a bad person. A therapy scene between Sam and Bucky reveals that Bucky feels like Sam has to be the next Captain America and take the shield Steve gave him, because if he was wrong about Sam, he could be wrong about Bucky. Rather than believing in himself, he's holding on to somebody else's words, with the personal expectation that he'll probably fail that person. It's only after truly bonding with Sam and understanding where Sam is coming from in his own conflict that he starts to grow and believe in himself. But Sam's issues are more institutional than personal. Where Bucky doesn't believe in himself because of the things that have happened in the past, Sam doesn't believe in himself because of what society has told him about America and where his place is as a black person in it. He gives up the shield to the Smithsonian because he doesn't think he can hold it up in the same ways that Steve Rogers did, because society won't accept him as the replacement for Steve Rogers. When he and his sister go to the bank to get a business loan and are denied it, he accepts that discrimination as a normal part of his life as a black American. Despite being an Avenger and saving the universe, he doesn't see himself as a hero because society wouldn't accept that. When he meets Isaiah Bradley, a super soldier like Steve Rogers, and someone who could have been a black Captain America, and he learns his story, an eerily similar one to Steve, except for the outcome saw him jailed for 30 years, Sam sees himself. Isaiah is bitter and self-isolating from the society he's been wronged by. But Sam doesn't want to be that, and he opts to take up the shield and become the first black Captain America, standing his ground and even telling the government what he thought was right and wrong about their ways of governing. He became the hero that Steve knew he could be in the first place when he handed him that shield. But for Sam, it took courage to look past the viewpoints of the society he's lived in, and to push the boundaries of that society, knowing that he wouldn't be loved by everybody. but he could be the change that people needed to see in order to accept him and other people like him. People of color, immigrants, minorities. He could be the defender of the people who were forgotten, or those who were looked down upon, because he's just like them and he knows how that feels. For John Walker, he's thrust into a role he doesn't believe he's suited for. Before his big TV interview, he's sitting and contemplating, wondering if he can even be Captain America. He's filling the shoes of only one man, and one person who truly became a larger-than-life character. The Captain America shield represents more than just America, and more than just serving your country in the military like John Walker had done. The shield and title of Captain America represent peace, understanding, thoughtfulness, and morality, even when those things don't align with the mission you're on. John Walker served his country and followed orders. He killed when he had to, because that's what he was instructed to do. Unlike Sam and Bucky, John Walker collapses under the pressure of being Captain America. Despite the things that he does in the show, I personally don't believe he's an evil person. But he also isn't as good morally as Steve Rogers was. After all, Steve was picked to be a super soldier not because he was a military man, but because he was genuinely a good human. I think it's wise to look at John Walker as a cautionary tale. Rather than trying to understand his own feelings and tear himself away from the pressures of holding the shield, he allows his emotions to overcome him and opted to turn himself into a super soldier, creating an ego that would turn him into a monster, believing that he had more authority than others and ultimately killing a man in the street in the middle of the day. Despite Bucky's lack of enthusiasm in therapy, he takes a lot away from it, as well as his new friendship with Sam. Rather than hiding his feelings, he opens up about who he is and shows who he wants to be by helping Sam and his family restore their family boat and business. For John Walker, rather than talking through his feelings, he bottles it up. He allows the doubt to control his actions, and rather than wondering why he even has self-doubt, he acts out as if serving justice will be the answer to his own feelings of being a fraud. The story of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is about overcoming imposter syndrome, whether that's your own personal beliefs or what society has made you believe. Like WandaVision with depression, this show isn't looking for the one singular true answer to solve everything. It's about exploring those feelings, allowing these characters to dig through those emotions and come out the other side better and stronger. Marvel has always created stories about what it's like to be human, what it's like to deal with our problems. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier follows those same footsteps, allowing us to see ourselves in our heroes, in all of their flaws and imperfections, so that hopefully we can come out the other side stronger and better too. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to the channel. If you've not, give this video a like, share it around with family, friends on social media, and help the channel grow. That would be awesome. If you're interested in supporting the channel, you can. Links are down below for the Patreon page, as well as the t-shirt shop to get some awesome Keep Moving Forward shirts, or to get a logo shirt, whatever you'd like. Thank you for watching this. Hopefully you love The Falcon and the Winter Soldier as much as I did. I absolutely have been loving the Marvel shows on Disney+. And in the meantime, my friends, keep moving forward.